Jadav is back at it here to give everyone another Walking Dead Season 10 episode reaction video. I always tell everybody, if you're not caught up to the point where I am in rewatching or watching The Walking Dead, you better take the initiative and pay attention to the episode title, which of course I'll put in the description for you. If that's the case you find out that you're not caught up, I would suggest, and I would hope everyone else would too, that you don't watch this video any further to avoid potential spoilers. There's really not anything in this episode that would spoil anything, though. This is going to be The Walking Dead Season 10, episode number 21. The title of this episode is called Diverged. It's going to be my reaction review recap of the episode. So this episode was filmed during the limited filming that they had during the pandemic. It's a bonus episode added on to Season 10. I've already actually reacted to it. It's in the channel. You can find it. That was right after I watched the episode. I wanted to do another reaction just to see if my opinion's changed. It has. I gave this episode a 6.2 out of 10. That's a little high. So I'm just going to be talking about the episode and give it a new score of the episode. And, of course, Daryl, Carol, and Dog are on their way back to Alexandria. Carol struggles to open her canteen, so Daryl, he gives her his pocket knife to loosen the cap. And then Daryl decides to stay out in the woods longer in an effort to find more supplies. The two eventually come back to a fork in the road, and then they part ways with Dog deciding to follow Carol. It's a little odd. Carol returns to Alexandria and talks to Jerry to ask what she can do to help. Jerry doesn't have any jobs for her, but can tell something is bothering her. Carol leaves and decides to make food for everyone, but things don't go according to plan, as the solar panels were damaged by the Whisperers, and there's a rat in the house that has Dog going bonkers. Dog is just going crazy in this episode at times. And then meanwhile, in the woods, Daryl's motorcycle breaks down, forcing him to continue on foot. Unable to cook anything, Carol leaves Alexandria to search for soup ingredients. And then she is surrounded by walkers in a field, but manages to dispatch them all. Elsewhere, Daryl finds a group of abandoned cars and finds parts he needs to fix his motorcycle, but he's unable to make the repairs without his pocket knife that he gave to Carol. He decides to walk his motorcycle back to Alexandria, but comes upon a group of walkers dressed in military outfits. He kills them and finds a knife to help with his repairs for his motorcycle. Now, back at Alexandria, it goes back and forth. Carol fixes the solar panels and begins to cook her soup, but ends up chasing the rat through the kitchen before the solar panels fizzle out. She goes back to bed with Dog, saying she misses Daryl and knows he'll be back soon, but she contemplates leaving. In the middle of the night, Carol and Dog hear the rat, leading Carol to have a breakdown and destroy part of the kitchen wall. The next morning, Carol cleans the kitchen and cooks her soup. Jerry arrives and asks if she's doing okay. He admits he's worried about Ezekiel as they share a hug. The rat exits the house and runs off, much to Carol's relief. And then Daryl returns on his repaired motorcycle, but says he is tired and declines the soup that Carol offered him. And then the two go their separate ways. So that's the end of the episode. It just was completely boring. I mean, if you think of other television shows' worst episodes, like Breaking Bad, the Fly episode, it's actually a good episode, but people just don't like it because it's too focused around a fly flying around, and Walt has to control the fly and kill it himself, and then Jesse just happens to kill it. This just wasn't even near that quality. Understandably, they did film during a pandemic, but you know what? I'm not going to hold that against them anymore. They made the episode, so with that in mind, I'm going to give the episode a 4.4 out of 10. At the moment, in my opinion, is the worst episode of The Walking Dead, just for the lack of stuff that happens in the episode. I'll give the character of the episode still to Carol, although I want to give it to Dog for his little tantrum he threw with the rat, but I won't. So you've heard more of what I had to say about this episode. It's, of course, your turn. So if you're a fan of The Walking Dead, make sure you smash that like button. Even if you didn't like this episode, if you're still a fan of The Walking Dead, make sure you smash that like button because we need to get more likes. Or I need to get more likes, I should say. If you know anybody that would be interested in this, share it with them. Don't forget to leave me a comment in the comment section with your thoughts. You can score the episode. You can talk about anything you want. We can talk about Walking Dead Season 11. That's okay. And of course, last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button, subscribe to the channel, join the team, Show your damn support to be a part of something special, and JDev will return.